Let me know when you're going live.
Hello and welcome to v8sonline's live coverage of the Sim Instruments Truck Series. I'm your host Sebastian Murray Westberg, and joining me in the comms box tonight we've got Anthony Koenig. How are you, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to tonight's race.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one tonight. We're at the super fast Las Vegas Speedway, 35 laps. Should be pretty interesting. Track review. We've got 2.45 kilometers, 4 turns, 35 laps tonight, so it should be a quick race. Very tricky course, this one. How do you find it?
Yeah, this is one of the fastest 1.5 mile ovals we've got on iRacing. It's virtually wide open the entire way, but it is actually quite a bumpy track in the bottom lane in both ends. So look for the guys to be running a lane up tonight. Tends to be the ideal line for this place. Not qualifying is not really going to hurt him. It's pretty easy to pass here, so he might be able to get up through the field. Very close times there, only a couple of tenths separating for the majority of the field, so should be quite a close race tonight.
But missing tonight's race will hurt him. He's got a 7-point lead over Timothy Jackson, Simon Walker in third, Wayne Seaberg in fourth, Jason Martin, Nathan Britton, Mitch Aberhall, Tony Orchard, Michael Australia, and Chris Brooks rounding out your top 10.
The draft here is going to be incredibly strong, so we should see most of the pack stay together for the majority of the race. It's virtually impossible to pull away here, so it might come down to the last lap if everything goes all right.
Any tire or 4-tyre pit stops going in place?
Yeah, we should see them pit for tyres. If we run about 10 laps, the tyres do fall off here quite a bit, but we shouldn't see 2 tyres. The setup's quite loose anyway, and 2 tyres is probably suicide, especially with this draft.
So there you go. Look forward to some 4 tyre stops if the caution does come out early. Should be looking for some good clean racing up front, hopefully, as the boys start getting ready to take to the grid. Just a single pace lap here. Just waiting for the pace car to pull away. A couple of cars still taking the grid. Looks like Jason Martin was the last one. Sorry, Martin Carroll still hasn't taken to the grid yet, so just waiting on Martin doing up. So Martin missed the start. I think Martin might have missed the start.
It's going to hurt him too if he stays caution free. He'll be about 8-9 seconds behind the pack, and it's impossible to catch that up, so he'll need a yellow to be able to catch back up to the field.
Could be a smart move if there's an early caution, a big red for the first couple of laps. Might be able to avoid it, but potentially possibility of losing a lot of spots from his would have been 4th starting position, so that will boost Luke Betts up into Row 2 now. Be happy about that, joining his teammates at the front.
Look for some 2 and 3 wide action quite early in this race, this draft. The one with the new tyres, it's virtually full throttle for the whole track. And I believe we've lost Martin Carroll from the race. I believe he has dropped out. So that's unfortunate for him.
Benefit in the outside row with Jason Hardman, Chris Brooks, David Banfield, Mitchell Henry,
You want these guys to line up single file quite quickly and catch Martin at the front. You don't want to be running too wide for too long. You tend to let the guy in front of you pull away. So we still have some 2 wide back in the pack, as expected. So they got single file quite quickly at the front though. Martin has been caught, showing the effect of this draft. It's impossible to pull away. Yeah, this is a race that he can ill afford to have any incidents in after his last 2 weeks of bad luck. We've got someone down low on the backstretch, got a bit loose off turn 2. Daniel Benefield. Yeah, that was quite a weird incident there. He seemed to get loose where it's pretty hard, and obviously has lost a lot of ground. We seem to have got a bit of a 5-car breakaway already, quite early in the race. Not too many passes going on up front. Looks like people are just sort of riding this stage. It's quite bumpy down there on that bottom lane in turn 1, so wouldn't have been surprised if he bottomed out there. So, caution is that. Oh, and who was that? Somebody's got in there late. Scott McQueen got caught up in the.
Go to the race recall replay.
Oh, looks like might have got loose there from Ricky Etheridge. There's been a little bit of netcode contact. No, it's just got loose in the corner and head on into the wall. Oh, and Richie head on into the wall too.
Yeah, it's very.
I believe he did blow his engine, so he will be out of the race. And also, Justin Laxton is out of the race. He's got this wheel 90 degrees to the right to go straight.
So, will we see pit stops after the 7 laps?
Yeah, we should see most of the field come in here. Tyres have worn off quite a bit. So we've got Jason Martins.
Tim Jackson playing a bit quiet, going late commit there, but
Looks like everyone's come in. Yep, it's suicide to stay out here. Might see some of the guys leaving fuel out of the stop here. It's one of the options in this fixed setup racing. You can choose to take fuel or not. Might see these guys actually leave it out. Try and tighten these cars up a little bit. The setup is quite loose.
so all the drivers now in pit lane. See them bouncing up first side.
Everyone should be taking 4 tyres here. It looks like they've all got off in pretty much the same order they came in. I did work for Martin Carroll actually. We talked about how he missed the start, so he's got his cautions and he's on the back of this field, so see what he can do.
Yeah, he was lucky to get back into the circle before the green flag fell, so he was able to take it as they raced off into turn 1. So we'll be at the back of the pack, but on the lead lap, unfortunately.
Should see the 1 to green come out this time around. There were no cars lap down at the time of the yellow, so the cautions are a lot quicker than normal. Looks like Ricky Etheridge has retired from the race. He obviously had too much damage to continue at a competitive speed. So Laxton though has emerged back onto the track. So we are now on 1 to green, so the field is going to double up here and we'll get another restart with about 29 laps to go.
So will Tim Jackson be a bit more on the ball this time to Jason Martin's early start? Pete a bit more into turn 1 this time, like that.
Yeah, just possible to stay around the high lane here on these restarts. So if you can get alongside him, it's possible for him to get the lead, but it's gonna be quite difficult. And as a leader, you can pretty much do as you please. So Martin's going to be looking to get away as always. Try and gain some advantage on the start. See if you can do something with the draft and pull away.
So Pascal will dive in now as the boys will come to the green flag. There it goes. Jason Martin now in control of the field.
So,
waiting a long time.
Looks like he's holding them down. There he goes. Yeah, very good restart right there. Got Abrahall looking inside of Betts, see if he can clear him here, and he has done so. So good restart for him. Betts is gonna try and have a look inside. One of the things with this track, it is actually quite bumpy. One of the more bumpy tracks we go to, so trying to make passes on that bottom lane is difficult. The car tends to bottom out a bit. So we got Tim Jackson sliding up the track there. Looks like he hit the bumps. Going to be under pressure from Britain. Not such a disadvantage here, the high lane, but it's still hard to keep up. So we've got still side by side. And we've got Hardman is really trying to get this move done. And it's also not bumpy up there, so the car doesn't tend to bottom out, as it would right on the bottom next to that white line. You see those trucks moving around. It's a real problem with this track. With the bumps is quite difficult to negotiate. You might put him under pressure into turn 1 and see if he can get a good run off the corner. It doesn't look like he has. The top 4 had pulled away though from Betts, so he might have had some issues there. So we've got Benefield still inside of Walker. It's been going on for 3 or 4 laps now. The guys are still obviously struggling with a little bit of looseness in this set. Some of the guys are a bit twitchy every now and again. It should tighten up nicely. iRacing does start these setups a little bit looser, just so they're quick off the bat, and then they do tend to get a lot better as the run goes along. So Tim's trying to use his bottom line and try and cut down and see, get alongside of him. It's still hard to get alongside him. You should see it down here if he runs this bottom lane, which he is doing. The car's moving all over the place. But Scandalora trying to do something here for 7th place alongside a Walker, struggling to make a pass there. So the top two are starting to pull away from the rest of the field as these guys are still struggling with this setup. But Luke Betts has come back after falling back. He's now alongside of Abraham. Look at the leader's about to come up on Justin Laxton. So it should spice up the race here with this car that's well off the pace. Looks like he's going down to the apron. He may actually retire from the race. So 3 laps down, and not going to pick up anything else. So as we'll call it quits. So we've got Tim Jackson now looking for the lead. He is alongside of him, but Martin just gets that run off that high lane. Because this trucks don't have any tape, so draft is a big advantage for gaining speed. But once you do pull out, it is a brick wall, and it does allow the guys behind to catch up. So it's not advantageous to keep pulling out, looking for the move. You got to pull out and then make it stick quickly. Looks like he is probably going to get it. As Scott McQueen pulls that way, it looks like he might get him here. So 2 1,000ths of a second coming across the line. It is allowing the guys to catch up behind, so you don't want to be side by side for too long. It's like, yeah, it looks like Tim has cleared him, so that's a pretty good move right there. So we won't see Jason doing anything lash right now. It's still a fair way to go, so try and pull away from the field and then start racing. Still side by side. So these two have been having a ride-on battle the whole race. We've got Scandalora's now got a look. No, that's Harbin and Beneford racing, and Scandalora behind them. And almost contact there. Yeah, that could have been major carnage right there. Yeah, this is going to go right to the end of the race. There's no chance that these two are going to end up separating from each other. Oh, and he is got a little bit wide there in the ideal line. Come on, he's going to probably going to get him into turn 1. No, he's tucked in. Yes, with the points the way they are, we're now in week 9, so drop weeks are starting to come into play, so you can only add to your score from here. If Tim's been wrecked in a previous race, he can lose those points and pick up what he might get in this one. Nathan Britton's closed up here on his top two quite quickly once he cleared pressure from Abraham. So he might be able to capitalise if these two start getting alongside of each other. You don't want to start attacking too late, because if a caution does come out, it may end the race. So got a bit So they're coming up on, I believe they're coming up on Scott McQueen again. So he'll get right out of the way. So Laxton will probably do what he did last time, get right down below the white line and not interfere with the race. Ooh, yeah. There's a big draft there from Brooks on the highway. Car in front of him. He capitalised there on that occasion. We've got Martin Carroll now looking. So we've got 2x2 back in the pack. Yes, we got Brooks's big run. Oh, this is looking rather precarious. We got Ian Ford's joined the party. So we've got 3x2 right now. Can't see this surviving to the end. Oh, this is not gonna. Oh, this is not gonna end well. Oh, yes. Oh, he might have saved that. Hard in the. Caution is not out yet. No, that won't bring out the yellow. It's right at the back of the field. The yellow is not out. We should see Martin get ready here for his attack. He's only got 5 laps, 4.5 to do it, so less than 2 minutes. Sometimes too have fallen off quite a bit from the new tyre speed. We're about 1 second slower than we would be in qualifying. So the tyres are wearing. So there's guys that are going to be struggling. Yeah, this late in the race, I wouldn't expect these guys to settle. They're going to look for any gap that they can. As we've got Jason Martin with probably an attack here. He's got a really, really good run off that turn. It's not going to look here. He's probably going to wait to the last lap and. Got Luke Betts with a big run off that corner, but couldn't make any use of it. Got 2 laps to go, so. Just under 60 seconds to go in the race. So got Betts. Looks like we've got Jason Martin setting up here, so he's going to launch one attack and one attack only. So he's got to get it right the first time. He's got Abraham looking. Right, got Jason Martin up really high here. He's going to try and cut down and get a big run off this corner. As Nathan Britton's had a bit of trouble there in turn 2. He's dropped back from his position. Oh, he's dive right in. Yeah, Jason obviously couldn't make that pass right at the end there. Must have just run out of time.
Oh, what an incredible race that was. Nelson Means, incredible driving, only going under the one caution flag. Contact between Justin Laxton. Try and go back and find out exactly what happened to Ian Ford. Those six laps were panning out. Let's see what we can find.
You got Martin Carroll got into Jason Hardman late in the race too. Got him up in the wall. Surprised that didn't bring out a caution, but obviously it was right at the back of the field, so no need for a yellow.
Alright, so quickly have a look over at this replay here. So I'll explain to you as I said. I get underneath, dived underneath by another car, got loose and able to catch it unfortunately. Try and get another view, go on board first. One more quick look at the race record.
So Martin Carroll's obviously been involved.
Yeah, Martin Carroll.
Yeah, looks like Hardman was the only one to end up with damage from that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the incident, he probably didn't realise that Martin Carroll was going to try and get up on the inside of him. As we go have a quick look at the results now, Timothy Jackson is able to hold off the hard-charging Jason Martin. Great race from those two up front. Luke Betts was able to come home and bring home in third after being fifth or sixth early in the race. So good effort by Luke. Mitch Aberhall come home in fourth place. Nathan Britton survives it to the end. Great drive by him. Racing hard with those boys in fifth. Simon Walker, Daniel Benfield, Jason Scandalera. Those boys raced very hard as well. Martin Carroll in ninth. Michael Schreier in 10th. As we go over the page, we've got Chris Brooks in 11th. Jason Hardman in 12th. Ian Ford in 13th. Justin Laxton in 14th, Scott McQueen in 15th, and Richie Etheridge, unfortunately, 31 laps down after that early race incident.
Yes, I believe Ian Ford did get turned on the last lap by Chris Brooks. So obviously that's why he finished further down the order than he was earlier in the race. Oh yes, he did get turned almost head on into the wall.
Alright, give me a second. I'll see if I can get the replay up on my screen here. Last lap, was it?
Yeah, so looks like Martin Carroll got a big run off turn 4 and made it 3 wide with Chris Brooks and Ian outside of them. And Brooks has just made a mistake and turned Ian Ford in the middle of turn 1 and 2, which is unfortunate. Oh, and he almost turned Martin Carroll as well. That could have been a...
Looks like the replay here. So, alright, so we got Martin Carroll on the 11, Chris Brooks in the 10, and we've got Ian Ford in the 12 on the outside with Michael Schreier in the 9 behind.
It's just one of those unfortunate racing things. I think it's just because it was the last lap. Those finding it out pretty hard, and obviously they've had a little bit of a touching. Obviously, being the last lap, there wasn't a yellow flag, so I couldn't regain those positions.
Simple mistake as just getting a little bit loose can be the difference between saving it or getting into the wall. So. Good racing overall. Thanks for joining me in the comms box tonight, Anthony.
No problem.
And obviously tomorrow night we have the Grand Am heading to the super tiny Lime Rock for a 45-minute race. That's going to be a very, very interesting race tomorrow night. Are you planning on getting out on track tomorrow?
Not at this stage. It's going to be very, very hard race. So I think it's probably better to skip this week and think about next week.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a very short and very tricky track. I think we did a bit of calculations the other day, and about a 48-second lap, if memory serves me right, for the DP, and looking at about 55 laps at that sort of pace. So long race, lots of potential for getting caught up in traffic and other things. So it should prove interesting. And then obviously Monday night we have the V8 supercars heading to Road Atlanta for round 9. Drop week's coming into effect now with Justin Ruggie broken arm. He's out of the championship, so now it's down to Josh Muggleton, Sean Kelly, and Madison Down. Really, I think Lee Day is in amongst that mix too, with potential for championship. So anything can happen. Tune in Monday night from 7:30. Again, thank you for joining me, Anthony. And you've been watching the v8sonline's live coverage of the Sim Instrument Truck Series, proudly sponsored by v8sonline Superstore. Join us again next week at the same place. I'm your host, Sebastian Murray Westberg. Your winner tonight, Timothy Jackson.